my fourth Mount Rushmore is the only one that I think may be controversial.
You guys know the hardest single game feat.
Yes.
Like done. I know you probably know because I think it happened to you guys.
That's a big hint.
Ooh, I hope he wins the MVP over Shohei.
Winning the MVP over Shohei, no fucking way.
At the end of the day, I get it. You're getting paid, millions of dollars to be on a team. You should be flexible. But then on the other hand, it's like you couldn't respect me enough to, at least tell me ahead of time that you're essentially signing my replacement at a position I've been playing.
That's all.
All right, welcome back, everybody. It's been a couple weeks. We had some unfortunate injuries happen. We all are professional athletes here. But we have a new episode. We're back. We got some good topics. But to start off, we're going to talk about Mount Rushmores of our favorite teams. We're going to jump into an updated All-Star ballot. And then we'll jump into some Rafael Devers and maybe even some Stanley Cup talk. So I'm Cody. It's been a few months. We got Brian to my right, AJ and Red across from me. So this was Red's idea. So I'm going to let you take it away here for the Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, so I want to, I guess, let's start with Brian, right?
Okay.
I want your Mount Rushmore for the New York Mets. You have to put four faces of the franchise up. Who are you picking?
Okay. So my first one, only because he's the captain, my favorite player, but he's probably the most meaningful Met for quite some time. I'd be doing some disservice if David Wright wasn't there. Obviously, you'd argue not the best Met because there are some Mets in the Hall of Fame. He will not end up in the Hall of Fame. I can only assume. But this time there meant a lot. Boy, oh boy, it's a tough one. Darryl Strawberry,
I like it.
Tom Seaver.
Tom Seaver has to be there.
I'm surprised you're holding out on this guy.
Your GOAT.
And it's 50-50. I either got the Pizza Man, Mike,
Ooh, okay.
or Jake.
I was going to say it.
Because Mike is a Hall of Famer.
Mike is a Hall of Famer.
With the Mets hat.
He is. I'm gonna go Mike because he is a Hall of Famer in the Hall as a Met.
No.
Honorable mention,
Jacob DeGrom.
of course.
Yeah.
And now,
Tom Seaver also in the Hall as a Met, I believe.
Yes.
So of course,
yeah, probably.
So
Yes.
I
Seaver
got
is
all
a-
those two, which is why Jake's
Seaver's
not there.
perfect.
Which is why Jake's not there. I
So
think.
who else could have been there? You could have taken like Keith Hernandez.
I guess technically, yeah,
But I like
don't
Daryl.
know.
I like Daryl.
Daryl's got to be. I could have got Keith or
Doc
so-
Gooden.
Doc. Yeah. See, that's the problem. Is like the Mets have like
They do have.
I could have gone with like 4 arms.
Yes, it's all pitchers. It's all pitchers for the
I could have gone like 4 arms and been totally fine, but
Yeah.
I'll go with those 4. Another honorable mention. What was it about 2014 Matt Harvey?
That's a good mention.
That's an honorable mention.
Specifically just 2014.
when he was the nosebleed because he snorted so much coke before he played that game. That's an honorable mention.
Can I give you another one? Chase Utley.
All right. That's just
He might be on my Dodger Mount
that'd
Rushmore.
be ridiculous.
I'm sorry. I
Um,
had to.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think of some other like 1-year honorable mentions, but
I feel like
Nothing
there's
is
no
better than the
big
cocaine.
shot. There's
when,
no
did,
big
when
shot.
did Jeff McNeil hit like 320? That's my Mount
2 or 3
Rushmore.
years ago?
Yeah, it's like 2019 Jeff McNeil or something like that. Yeah.
AJ, do you want to do a collective for both?
Yeah, I was gonna say we could do 2 if you want to do like some current.
I can't do one because you know who's going on mine.
He's gonna do all current.
Ew.
Rengifo's getting put on there.
I
Gifo.
was thinking we put 2.
Rengifo
2 for
over
you, 2 for
Trout.
me.
Okay, let's do that.
Okay, and I'll let you. That way I can. I have more to kind of
Alright,
in the bank.
Let's see. All right. So for our Angels Mount Rushmore, I think the first guy has to clearly be Luis Rengifo. No, Mike Trout
Okay.
obviously is gonna be the number 1 guy there.
Saves AJ because I thought you were gonna snub him. So it saves AJ.
You know, I had to go with the safe call. I'll give you another one. Like I said, I got 2 that I'm like, or like
Okay.
I got names more so than like you might be able to pull out.
Just because of the last World Series he won, I'll take Vlad Senior. Is that a good?
Yeah.
No, that wasn't him.
I mean,
No, he was
yeah, I think obviously people will tie him with the Expos as well, but I feel like he had his better years with the Angels. I feel like
MVP with the Angels. Yeah.
Vladdy.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
MVP
So,
with the Angels.
for me,
Is
yeah,
he has Angels hat in the Hall of Fame. I think he does.
He does.
yeah, I would
I
think
think
so.
he does. Yeah.
Honorable mention also. You can go with the also fellow
Well,
cocaine
Well,
sniffer.
yeah, he
He
makes.
still has 2 people, so let's wait.
Fellow cocaine sniffer.
Well, that contract didn't play out too well.
Oh, I forgot Matt Harvey was on.
No, fully. Hamilton.
Yeah, no, I knew exactly what he was going for.
Christ. Yeah, I didn't.
Oh man, you have a couple. You got like Bobby Grich. I mean, I wouldn't consider him an Angel, but obviously Nolan Ryan played for them. Or yeah,
Doing a hitter with them, right?
Yeah, he did. They might have their own too, but everything else was on the Rangers.
Yeah.
Jared Weaver cracking.
Bro, I loved me some Jared Weaver. I loved me some Jared Weaver.
You think of Angels baseball when they were like?
Here's my recommendation for Angels baseball.
Yeah.
They have one World Series win. There's got to be at least one person on that World Series team that you can include, right?
Yeah,
There's a couple '90s boppers.
that was such a scrappy team. Like,
Well, yeah, you had like Adam Kennedy. And
yeah, like
David Eckstein.
I guess probably Tim Salmon is
That's
probably
who I
got to
was
be on
thinking,
there.
definitely.
Yeah, Tim Salmon for sure.
That's who I was thinking.
And then oh man,
This
dude,
last one will be tough.
I'm such a Frankie guy. That
I mean, he broke the record.
That's the most saves ever in a season, right? With the
Yeah.
Angels.
Yeah.
Just 60.
Dude, he was so fun to
I was at
watch.
that
He
game.
Throw him in there.
was so fun to watch. I gotta go K-Rod. So
I love that.
That's my guy.
I love
K-Rod.
I love getting K-Rod
So,
in there.
so yeah, that's our four. It'd be Trout, Vladdy, Tim Salmon, K-Rod.
I like it.
Alright.
I like it. I like
I
it.
feel pretty good about that.
Tim Salmon was somebody who I think should have been on there because that's who Trout passed with the home run record, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, I got my Dodgers, and Dodgers are somebody they have a ton of history. They have a ton of great players, but I want to think of players with a large impact on the team. And to start off, I think I'd be an idiot if Jackie Robinson wasn't on there. Right? You have to put Jackie Robinson, brace the color barrier.
He already did a little. I mean,
He only did a little.
I know.
They only have a day for him.
They named the Rookie of the Year. It's the Jackie Robinson Rookie of the Year, right? They had to make that award for him. MVP, won the World Series, first World Series in Los Angeles with him. So you got to put Jackie. Next, I'm going to put probably the best left-handed pitcher of all time, Sandy Koufax. Sandy Koufax goes on there. Granted, his career was cut short. He had tendonitis. Now, they do say that if Tommy John was a thing, they probably could have saved his career, but he was done. And I don't have it off the top of my head, but if you look at Sandy Koufax's last year, when he was in too much pain to return back to baseball, he had like a 2.2, maybe it might have even been sub-2 ERA with like almost 300 Ks. And that was him saying, I can't do this anymore. This whole season hurts.
That's Cody going out every Sunday.
Yeah, that's me. It's Sunday like saying
Throwing
I can do this.
150 pitches.
Yeah, and it's crazy. It's crazy. So third on the Mount Rushmore. This is now like my era of baseball. I put one left-handed pitcher. I'm gonna put Clayton Kershaw as well. Kershaw's going to become the next one of four. I think we're at four now. Well, once he gets there in a couple weeks, he'll be the fourth lefty ever with 3,000 Ks. He has a no-hitter. I was at that no-hitter. That's a big part of my life, right? And he's a big part of my childhood. And it is crazy to see him with his gray beard and be like, oh my God, I've watched him his whole life. It's insane. So those are my three. My fourth Mount Rushmore is the only one that I think may be controversial because I am already putting Shohei Ohtani on my Mount Rushmore. I'm
More
already
like Duke Snyder now?
I love Duke Snyder. And he was somebody who I thought. But I want to pick players who are making an impact.
Okay.
And it's been a year and a half. It's hard to argue anybody has made a bigger impact.
It's gonna make me sick when he retires a Dodger.
And he's gonna retire a Dodger when his contract's up. He's gonna go to the Hall of Fame probably as a Dodger once he wins a couple more MVPs. He's gonna pitch this year. This could blow up to my face. But he's Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you too. I was assuming you weren't gonna say Shohei, so I was gonna ask, when it's all said and done, do you think Shohei replaces someone on that Mount Rushmore? But you said
I'm ready right now.
I'm putting
on.
There's a couple people, like if we're doing honorable mentions, of course, 50s, 60s, you have the Duke Snyders, you have the Roy Campanellas, who's winning MVPs.
Omar Garcia. That's not 50s, 60s, but
in the 80s, you have Fernando Valenzuela. Talking about huge impact. I mean, that is almost as big of an impact as you can have. Even Oral Hershiser in the late 80s, right, when they won their second World Series in the 80s. But
dominant Gagne.
Gagne's 84 straight
Golden
saves,
years,
right?
Golden years.
I can even put like my favorite baseball player when I first started watching, Sean Green, had some dominant years. We had Mike Piazza.
Russell Martin.
Mike Piazza. I saw a video about it today. It wasn't even about Mike Piazza. He was mentioned. His 1997, he batted 362 with 40 home runs as a catcher. As a catcher.
Cal Raleigh, eat that, baby.
Too
That
bad.
juice was
That's-
hidden.
So that's why it came
Yeah.
up, is because the first into his Trevor May video, and he was saying Cal Raleigh is going to have the best season ever as a catcher, and he was doing a live stream, and somebody said, "What about 1997 Mike Piazza?"
And Trevor May
And
looked up.
Trevor May looked it up. He's like, "Oh my god! Oh my! I didn't realize he was this good. Never mind. I'm sorry, Cal. You have no chance.
No chance.
No chance." But yeah, there's a Shohei, and it's like if I don't put him on now, then we do this again in 5 years. He ends up on there anyway. He signs the contract. He wins MVP. They win the World Series all within 1 year, right? And there's a chance they can do it all again this year.
All right, so I have a question. I know this was off topic. Before we go on to the next thing, we were talking about Mount Rushmores. This was a discussion that came up between Dylan and I, because we were talking about when you talk about players of like this quarter century, right? So from 2000 to
25.
2025.
Yeah.
Or you want to go even more, we were talking about the half. So 2000 to 2050, right?
Okay.
Think about how many dominant pitchers we've had so far and how many dominant pitchers they're like a year in, right?
Yeah.
I know the game always gets better and better, but do you think a whole lot of pitchers with the way pitching's going are going to be able to match numbers like Kershaw and Verlander, Scherzer, Bumgarner? Well, Bumgarner just postseason, but
Yeah.
stuff like that, where you're going to be able to see, like, without a doubt, these guys are also going to be like players of the half century, or is, since pitching's changed so much in the past few years and it's probably going to continue like this, it's kind of set because no one's going to get to 3,000 Ks anymore.
It'd be very hard.
And no one's going to get to 400 wins, I don't think. 300 wins. Yeah,
that'll probably never happen again.
Yeah, I was gonna say the century marks probably won't get topped. Like those days are just 20 plus win seasons are gone.
Yeah.
Like 3,000 strikeouts are gone.
Yeah, you used to have 10 guys a year getting 20 plus wins. Now, if you see one person with 20 plus
holy
win, you're like, oh my god, he won so many games.
Well, yeah,
Or even the 200 inning mark for a season.
Maybe
Those
five,
barely happen.
maybe 5 guys, and 3 of those guys are late 30s. They're going out there every day.
They're going out there, Chris Sale, baby.
So the only thing you're gonna
Shakeups.
probably see numbers wise is gonna be
Fuck.
like ERA, WHIP, like those kinds of numbers that are
Low.
yeah, they're always they've been around and they're gonna stay around.
Yeah.
Just because it shows the dominance. But as far as like longevity, no shot.
Well, that's probably what's going to happen. Is I mean, if off the top of my head, I bet you Verlander, who's obviously a top pitcher of the century, right? He's probably going to finish around like a 3.5 ERA in his career, possibly higher. What's happening now is these pitchers might not get to the wins, they might not get to the strikeouts, but because of the way they're managed now, you could see somebody retire with like a 2.9, right? Like a 2.9 ERA, and then all of a sudden it's like, no, because he's only had 180 wins. Yeah, but those 180 wins, who cares? He gave up 1 run a game for career, right? So that'll be the interesting thing to see ERAs lowered. Another guy who's like iffy because of ERA is Zach Greinke, and Zach Greinke should be a Hall of Famer, right? But that's, I think, what's going to happen is now you have to look at the ERAs, you have to look at the WHIPs, and you can't look at innings pitched, you can't look at strikeouts, right? It's going to be tough.
Can't even look at wins
You can't look
with
at
a
wins.
lot of these guys. Look
Yeah.
at Skeens.
Oh shit.
DeGrom back in 2019. Like, you have these guys that are
So
dominant.
DeGrom's a perfect case of what I just said, right? DeGrom's going to retire, and he's going to have 150 wins probably because the Mets hate him, and even the Rangers hate him. He hasn't been doing anything on the Rangers, but he's going to have like a 2.8 ERA.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, yeah, you pitched for 15 years and you had a less than 3 ERA. How is that not a Hall of Famer? But then all the voters are older, so it's going to be, well, he couldn't even get to 200 wins. We care about longevity. It's like, I care about greatness, right? And that's what he was greatness.
You're gonna look at arguments with like, who would you have taken in their prime, a CC Sabathia or Jacob DeGrom?
Yeah.
It's like, they're two completely different careers, and they're both very impressive in their own way. So it's like at that point, you just kind of you're gonna have to grade them differently when those times come.
100%.
So on the back of that, pitching rotation for the quarter century so far.
Ooh.
You think
Did
we
we
can
give
come
all
to
5? Did we give all 5?
I think we should give all 5. I wanted to be spontaneous.
I
like,
can
you know
do
what
it
I'm saying?
real quick.
Man,
All right, go ahead.
Give me give me.
I mean, I can go because obviously I came up with the question. I've thought about it.
okay, if you go first, because I have some names.
Okay.
I have like my top 3.
So-
right away.
So
I could probably fill out 5.
This
right
is
now,
a little
actually.
difficult, obviously, because some of the good pitchers we remember didn't have not great. They were still great, but they pitched like 4 years into the 2000s. So I'm going to keep them off the list. So someone like Pedro,
Okay.
or someone like that, I'm going to keep off the list because I can't. It's almost like they didn't exist before 2000.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying.
So like people might be like, "Oh, how is Pedro not in?"
Yes.
It's like,
no,
okay,
it's-
yeah, but
what did he do in the
pitched like
2000s?
20
How many
24.
how
Or
many
20
years did he actually
2004.
anyway, Ray Balance.
Yeah.
exactly same thing with Johnson and all that. So my ace, I know he doesn't have exceptional. Actually, you know, my ace will be Clayton Kershaw. I think he's probably the best pitcher of our generation. Certainly us growing up.
Especially how long he was able to do.
I actually do have a few guys that don't have the greatest postseason track record because I'll go with Kershaw, and then my 2 will be Verlander. MVP. I mean, Kershaw also has an MVP. And then this is where it gets rough for me because I'm not a huge, and you hate, I know I am, but I'm not a huge Max Scherzer guy.
Damn.
Okay.
I'm just not. I don't know why.
It's fine.
I don't know why. I apologize.
I mean,
to
his
any
numbers
Max
are
Scherzer's
pretty
guy.
close to
Verlander's.
They are very close.
So I'm probably gonna have to go with Max at some point. But at 3,
So I'm not putting up 3.
I'm not putting him 3 because at 3 I'm gonna go with. He was really good in the regular season too, but I need some postseason help.
Okay.
I'll take Madison Bumgarner.
His World Series run was crazy.
Yeah, I mean,
it's especially.
he's a 3-time World Series
I
winner.
wanna- Yeah.
I mean, I guess like the whole point is to win the World Series, and I understand. Like I said, I understand he's not like the sexy name or whatever. But actually, you know what? Fuck. No, actually, I don't want to get hate. My 3 will be Jake. I'm
Too late. Jake is your 4.
No, Jake
and
is
you
my
said
3.
Madison Bumgarner is
Jake is
better
my
than
3.
Jacob DeGrom.
No,
That's what I heard. That's what I heard.
So Jake will be my 3.
Okay.
I'm gonna get some wild hate. No, I can't do that. I can't do that. I was gonna take Paul.
I genuinely thought about it, and I also was like, we can't. There's another name that.
So I can't. The only reason I can't put him over this guy is this guy doesn't exactly have longevity, but he shoved today against the Mets.
Nah.
You don't think Chris?
I think Chris Sale's gonna be a Hall of Famer.
He is definitely gonna be a Hall of Famer.
Maybe.
His
I mean,
White Sox years, if you look back on his
He
White
was
Sox,
dominant. He was dominant, but it's like that thing. It's the argument of like
he got hurt
his
a lot.
prime years are great.
But the thing is
he
like
had a
I put
4-year
Jake in there.
stretch where he plays barely even
Yeah.
pitching. Yeah,
But I put Jake in there,
I know.
so I can't hold that against Chris. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So I'll take Chris, and then I'll take Max as my 5.
Okay.
I think. I see because like I said, I'm sure people heard me muttering. I thought about putting Skeens in there. I know it's been a year, but then if I put Skeens in there, people are gonna be like, "How aren't you putting Pedro in there?" After like if you're going off of 1 year or whatever.
Yeah.
I was trying to think of other pitchers. Like I could have probably gone like CC and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. Like
Okay, so like I can
I could
rattle.
have also gone Tim Lincecum.
So that's
sweet.
I can rattle off a couple names real quick because I kind of have my 5 that I'm okay with. But the hard part is exactly what you're right. Lincecum had like a 3-year stretch, multiple Cy Youngs, multiple World Series. His no hitters came after his dominance, but still 2 no hitters. Right? You mentioned you're not gonna do Randy Johnson. Randy Johnson is my 1.
Really?
Randy Johnson's my ace
Oh.
because of 2001, 2002, 2003, 2004, where he won
Wow,
Cy
so good.
Young every single year.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like I don't care.
I don't know actually.
I don't care what you did in the 90s and like maybe the rest of his 2000s weren't great. The first 5 years in the 2000s,
Not a play.
you go and win 4 Cy Youngs and strike out 300 hitters every single year. You're my ace.
That's fair.
You're my ace right there. Two is Kershaw.
Okay.
Because he's like a 2.6 career ERA and he's 17 years in. That is insane to keep that up for that long. It's kind of Verlander had some non-dominant stretches.
Yeah.
But multiple Cy Youngs, MVP.
And he came back.
And yes, I'm going to keep Verlander, especially what he was able to do in the Astros later in his career. He kind of, came back and able to reestablish himself. Yes, I am dominant. Give me Max Scherzer. Max Scherzer on the Nationals, crazy. What he was able to do on the Nationals, and that might be his only 5-year stretch where he's purely dominant. And like
He's
his
during
last
Detroit.
year, his last
He's
year in
good
Detroit, he
still.
won Cy Young in Detroit his last year.
Yeah.
And then he went and signed big for the Nationals and then won. So there's my 4. Now this is the issue because now I was bouncing between DeGrom and actually Felix Hernandez. Is somebody who
That was
was
another
very
name. That was a name that I was fighting
That's
with.
That's not too bad.
I think
either.
they're very similar players in the sense where they had a very dominant stretch, but when it's all said and done, you're going to look at the numbers and be like, how much did he actually do?
Felix
here?
at the end of his career was rough.
Yeah,
He'd been
Felix
rough.
back end of his
Well, I
career
think
was terrible.
he was terrible. Like he was just giving up a lot. I think it's going to be a little different for Jake. Although Felix did have injuries as well.
Yes.
I think it's going to be a little bit different. I mean, I'm hoping Jake obviously doesn't have that rough end of his career, but you certainly look at when it probably as a pitcher you're 30, 31, 32, and you threw like 50 innings.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. So it's tough. They're definitely up there for my last 5. Unfortunately, recency bias for me. I'm going to take DeGrom as my 5. But Felix was somebody who definitely I was stuck on. Yeah. Do you guys want to give your list, or should we talk about Devers and
All-Star
All-Star ballot?
I mean, you guys pretty much explained most of the names that I would put.
Is there anybody that you think we left off? That we
The only guys that I would have had on my list,
That were different.
probably just yeah. I would have had CC on mine.
yeah.
Okay.
And
3,000 strikeout left.
yeah,
That's it?
I think.
Oh, that's it.
And I
He only
think
had 1 Cy Young.
yeah,
Just one.
Nolan Ryan never won a Cy Young, so
yeah. I mean, come on, guys. I don't know. That's a different discussion, but
CC's also,
those
sorry,
three
cut you off.
names.
CC also is a guy who dominated in playoffs.
Yeah,
So he does have, like, Bumgarner has the playoff pedigree.
yeah. I think that's really the other name because like I had Max, I had DeGrom. I mean, I had Verlander and I had Kershaw. Man, Pedro was such a dog. Even in the few years he
I
was
know.
in.
It's hard because
so hard.
99 was like his first like crazy year, and so that's the one. That's why I'm taking Johnson, not Pedro, because Johnson had the 4-year stretch in the 2000s, right? 5-year stretch.
So, but yeah, no, I was glad you mentioned Felix because, like I said, I think those end of the careers just get such a like. I feel like that's how we might look at Verlander too. Is those later years they were just
Him bouncing around.
So
Same thing with
bad.
Scherzer. Scherzer right now they're fighting to get to.
But it's
300
like
wins.
when you saw those guys, it was like, yep, that's Verlander. He's a buzzsaw.
So Scherzer
So-
has, I think he has multiple no hitters and he has a 20 strikeout game.
Wow.
Right? And I don't think anybody. I don't think there's any other pitcher with a no hitter. I could be wrong.
Clement? Or,
Oh, freaking Randy Johnson.
whatever throw no hitter.
No,
I was gonna say Kerry Wood has 21, right? Or
Kerry
20?
Wood knows 20, and he only allowed 1 hit, and it was a swinging bunt. Yeah, that's right. That was the only runner to get on base. But no, Scherzer has a 20 strikeout game and multiple no hitters, and I think Randy Johnson, I think, did that too. There's something specific, or maybe it was that he did a no hitter, a 20 strikeout game in the same season. I think that's what it was. I could be wrong,
Sounds like them.
but it was part of that stretch. Yeah.
I saw this just a little trivia thing came up when you said it's a rare thing. All right, just a little small trivia question. It could be put into a short thing. Do you guys know the hardest? It's only the hardest single game feat.
Yes.
Like done. I know you probably know because I think it happened to you guys.
That's a big hit.
It happened to the Dodgers.
That's a really big hit.
Wait, what? Okay, so
A
that's the
single
question.
game
rarest
feat by a player.
single game feat by-
The rarest single game feat by a player in one game.
So like hitting
Is
through
it a
cycle.
combination of multiple things
No.
by the same player?
Something by the same player.
It's by the same player, and he did this thing in the game.
So like I'm thinking like just as an example, I don't know if this is it, but like a no hitter and also having an immaculate inning.
That could
No, not
count, but
specific.
I don't
Not
know
that's not specific, and like. So I'll give you a few hints just because he said he knows, and so it happened to the Dodgers,
I don't know if that
and
helps.
it actually happened. The person that did it has a son that currently plays in the MLB.
This hit wouldn't give it away.
Holiday? Daddy Holiday, Maddie
Holiday?
But
Wilson. I don't know.
what would Matt Holliday have done?
Yeah,
Dante Bichette?
But Dante Bichette. Dante Bichette's 30 home run negative WAR season's pretty crazy. It's pretty rare. But that's not a single game feat. That's a season long.
He has a son in the big leagues right now?
He's a
the son in the big
right now.
leagues.
Outlighter?
No, this is. I will give you one more hint.
Or
It
is
is
it-
hitting.
Okay, who did the dad play for?
dad.
Oh, that's gonna.
I don't know
give it
who the
away.
dad was playing for at the time that he did it. That's the only problem. I know who they're playing against.
Oh, I think I know. Is it Tatis's dad? He has 2 grand slams in the same inning.
Same inning.
Okay, that's what it
2
was.
grand slams in the same
That's what it was.
inning.
Okay,
I actually
That's
don't know who he
crazy.
was playing with at the time, but yeah,
I feel like it was a Cardinal.
in Dodger Stadium, I think.
It was in Dodger Stadium. I think it was both against Chan-Ho Park.
Chan-Ho Park,
I think
yeah.
Both against Chan-Ho Park.
That's rough, man.
Chan-Ho Park. Yeah,
That's
it's a
rough.
grand slam in the first inning.
Hey, I was good against everybody except for that one motherfucker.
Well, no, because they
You
batted
got him
around
on
the
base
first inning.
around it.
He went like 15 guys on in the first inning.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's crazy.
I forgot where I saw that, but yeah, okay.
Damn. Also game?
Let's do it.
Yeah,
Learn
let's
about
do it. So, obviously, if you watched our latest episode 2 weeks ago, me, Brian, and AJ did our All-Star Game voting, our teams.
Taking one.
So we're gonna, after that was kind of fresh, right? I think that was either the day or the day after the All-Star votes came out. So
Rip.
we're going to redo them while they're, we've had a couple weeks to brew. So I'm ready with first base. So I guess I'll just start it off while you guys are
I can't even
pulling it up.
group chat.
Let's see.
Isn't it in here though?
I don't know.
Oh, it's freaking the
Right in front of
biggest. The biggest. Sorry,
No, you're good.
I was struggling to find the All-Star
The
ballot.
All-Star
It was
ballot.
half the screen. It was okay. I'm on it.
All right, I will lead it off, and it's gonna change. I think actually both of these are changing for me compared to 2 weeks ago.
Mhm.
In the AL, I got Vladimir Guerrero. I have him. I think previously I had Mr. Goldilocks.
He's been stuck. Yeah.
But he has been on a slight decline, and I mean Vlad has more home runs and more RBI, so I'll take Vlad there in the AL. NL, it was Freddie, but look at the power. 17 home runs, 63 RBIs.
Oh yeah, if I could stand up right now, I'd give you a high five.
Give me Big Meat Pete in the NL.
I'll keep it short and simple. I got the same thing at first base.
Yeah, I'm a Dodgers fan, but Freddie is slumping, and if they both have similar OPSs, but the power, you want to see power. But in the AL, I'm taking Jose Aranda from the Rays. Just like a solid stick. Yeah, the first baseman's in the AL.
Wait a minute.
That's a good call.
That was my guy.
If Vladdy had a little bit more power, 280 was like 9 home runs.
And he's
what
got
Vladdy's
more.
doing right now.
Damn, he's got more stakes too.
Does he? That's crazy.
Yeah, he's got more RBIs.
Yeah, I'm taking Aranda for
Oh
sure.
my god.
He's probably not going to get it. He's not in the top 2 right now.
That's 'cause
he's not going to be a
hit the Rays.
starter. Yeah, he's definitely going to be the representative for sure. Yeah, so that's my pick at first base.
And according
Actually,
to really
no,
quick,
Brandon
Angie, before you say yours,
Yeah,
according
so I
to
might pick him. He's a
the
51%.
voting website, right? Currently in the lead is Paul Goldschmidt with number 1,
First
or at
game.
1, and Vlad is number 2.
And then Freddie at 1 and Pete at 2 for.
Jesus
Yes, correct. AJ, is yours the same as Cody's? Or I edited a little
I
bit.
did have Aranda as well. Just looking at the numbers, and then obviously I feel like he's been a big part of what the Rays have been able to do for the last month or so. And then I'm sticking with Freddie.
Sticking with
Okay.
Freddie still?
Yeah,
I should stick with him.
I like
but
Pete. I mean, I don't know. I have a preference with Freddie, I guess.
I think I've been watching a lot of Dodger games, and I'm seeing his average go from like 380 to 350, and now it's 330. So I'm watching him kind of struggle right now, and that's why he's falling out for me.
Yeah.
Jeez.
All right.
That being said, he's still leading the National League in batting average.
So for second base, my AL and my NL is also going to change. For the AL, I got Jose Altuve. I think previously,
He's not
I think I had Brandon Lau.
Also not a bad.
Not a bad shout, but I will go Jose Altuve, who is not number 1 or 2. Gleyber Torres is
I cannot believe
Number
Gleyber's
one.
number 1 right
That's
now.
crazy.
Jackson Holiday is number 2. I think Jackson Holiday is a good shout too, just to have
He's
a young
getting
gun
up
up there.
popular, but yeah.
Yeah. And then for the NL, previously I had Brendan Donovan, but averages there, hitting or the power numbers aren't really. Give me Ketel Marte, which I know some of us picked previously 2 weeks ago, so maybe that was a good pick.
Yeah, I like it.
You want to go, Brad?
Yeah, I'll go. I'm just trying to decide. I'm actually going to swap my AL. This time I like some power, especially from a place that doesn't see a whole lot of power. I'll take the 15 nukes. I'll take Brandon Lau.
There you go.
And then I picked him the first time. I'll pick him again this time. I'll take Ketel Marte.
And I'm going to do the exact same thing. I think Ketel Marte is the best second baseman in baseball.
And plus, he missed a lot of time. He
Yeah,
still got
he
12
did.
nukes.
And Brandon Lau's just, power hitting second baseman. And if Altuve was hitting like 320 right now, we'd have a difference.
Yeah, a little different.
Ketel Marte is the best second baseman in baseball.
Yeah. The averages between Lau and Altuve are at least comparable.
Yeah.
And Lau's got 4 more.
Yeah.
And 10 more RBI. So
AJ?
I'm actually gonna stick with my guy that I took the last time. I'm gonna go Gleyber Torres from the T.
So you're the person.
So you made him number 1.
That I got 20 different accounts. I got my 5 votes in.
Tommy Edmond too. The Dodger fans are showing up, huh?
Come on.
Ketel Marte is
Praise
the
the
best
guys.
second baseman.
No,
in
I said the
baseball.
Dodgers are
But
showing up.
Yeah,
though.
yeah.
I'm
Dodgers
That's
are
why I don't even gotta say Ketel's my other guy. But
Yeah.
yeah, so I went Gleyber just because
Not
I
your
guess-
breakout guy?
kind of the same tune. No, he's not. He's not breaking out. But I'll take him on the Angels. will. I feel like the same thing I said with Aranda. It's those kind of guys that you bring into a team, especially a young team. I feel like those guys make a difference. So maybe it's not always about the stats, but so I'm going Glaber and Cattell.
All right,
I think
Cody.
third baseman's gonna be. I'd pick the same as Brian.
You picked the same
Yeah,
as
but
Brian.
I think third baseman, in my opinion, might be pretty easy.
Should be a clean sweep.
I think it should.
Layups.
I think it should
I
be.
think so.
I mean, if you disagree, speak up. But it's got to be J.R. Machado.
Not
Yes.
Mark Vientos?
No, no.
Max Muncy, all right, come on. No, yeah, J.R. and Machado, they're kind of blowing away third base right now.
Easy.
And they've been doing it for 5+ years too.
But to be fair, a little bit of a shout out, obviously, the man that drove Devers out of Boston.
Brent
He's
needs
not
to
too
shout
good yet,
out like
although
Cal
he's hurt.
Garcia from Kansas City.
Miguel Garcia.
But
I was watching that game earlier. I don't think you were here yet. Were you here when we were watching the Royals
I
game?
showed up towards the
He's
end.
got
but
insane numbers. Like, I was like, holy shit, the dude's
Yeah.
having a year.
Shortstop. I'm gonna stick the same in the AL. I chose Jacob Wilson a couple weeks ago. I'll stick with Jacob Wilson, even though I think Jeremy Pena has a good shout. Bobby Witt's getting back. Shortstop on the right side,
Don't do
NL.
it. There's nobody else that deserves it.
I'm gonna go with the power. And I'm gonna go with the guy that leads all shortstops in home runs, Ellie De La Cruz. Sorry, Frankie's kind of he's on a slow decline.
De La Cruz is also the exciting pick too.
I don't give a
That's a
fuck.
sexy pick.
50 ribbies?
Yeah.
That's good.
16
sure.
home runs? And is what? Batting
And
267,
if we had
Lindor's batting
stolen bases on here-
271.
If we had stolen bases on here
What's
too.
your AL?
Jacob Wilson.
Keep it there.
Crazy.
We're in tune here.
You're going to Ellie Jacob?
Yes,
I
sir.
like that. Cody?
I clicked on Lindor, but
Thank you.
But you're going to change it looking at the numbers.
I 100% am okay with saying De La Cruz, but I'm going to keep Lindor just because I already clicked on it and I'm trusting my gut.
Thank you.
Okay.
Because you know ball.
I was going to say Pena, and then you said Jacob Wilson. I said, oh, yeah, he's like hits every single pitch that's ever started him. So now I'm kind of torn. I know Jeremy Pena, I think, is like top 3 in WAR right now. He's going crazy defensively. He's hitting over 300. But
want
you
to
talked
see that.
about representing young guys. I think a rookie starting shortstop in the All-Star game would be so much fun. So
Yeah.
I'm going to change my AL from Pena to Wilson.
That's
nice.
right.
Yeah.
All right.
Jay Willie.
And I'm not saying Lindor's an incorrect answer.
You're saying who do you want to see?
Saying-
Who do you want to see start? Yeah.
It'd be sick to see
And
LA out
I'd,
there.
and I'd throw up.
How many times have you seen
LA
Lindor out there?
Never, actually.
Never. He hasn't
Lindor
made an All-Star
hasn't
game
made
as
an
a Met.
All-Star as a Met.
He's been top 5 in MVP
He actually does
total.
not go out
He's
there.
been top 5 in MVP
was-
voting twice
that
as a
hurt-
Met,
that hurt
but
your
has
argument.
never on the All-Star game.
Shortstop last year.
Trey, I think.
I have to fan vote.
Yeah, Lindor hasn't been to the All-Star game as a Met.
Mets don't have fans.
He also Lindor normally notoriously starts slow,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna go with Jacob Wilson and Francisco Lindor. Can't fucking believe it. I can't. I'm sick to my stomach right now. I'm not gonna go Cal Raleigh now. I'm so mad.
Really?
Wow.
Really? So, okay, so catcher AL should be a layup. If somebody
Cal,
like Brian does
obviously.
not have Cal, I'm going to walk
And
out
just to confirm, Trey Turner was the shortstop last year.
last year. Nationally, I think we could have some argument. There is a catcher that's currently hitting 330, though, and I think that should be recognized, and is also hitting like 450 with runners in scoring position, and that is Will Smith. So that is who my NL catcher will be.
So mine will be Will Smith too, but I want a little bit of a shout out. I don't care how many games he's played or whatever. Shout out to Jose Trevino hitting over 300. That's
Is he really?
So
What team was he on?
the Reds.
the Reds,
I'm not gonna go.
him and Stevenson are.
I'm not gonna go Mr. Smith. I am gonna go Mr. Goodman.
Put it there,
he's
brother.
been, okay.
Put it
He's been
there.
good. He's been good.
Harry,
Where's he at? Is he at 15 homers yet or not yet?
14 home runs, 46 ribbies, batting
crazy.
285.
Homers don't mean anything. He plays in Colorado.
All right.
No, I'm
well,
still sick. I'm still sick.
don't get the Rockies hot. They're hot right now. What they win 2 in a row?
Manager said
They
it.
swept
Manager
the
said
Marlins
it.
too. They swept the Marlins. didn't they?
hot.
Don't let us get hot.
That's crazy.
So
Being
give me
30
Mr.
games below
Goodman.
500.
Are you going Goodman as well?
Yes, sir.
I'm okay with it.
And you had the same as
Will
Will
Smith.
Big dub for
Okay.
I think Cal Raleigh.
Outfield, I think we might vary here over time. I still got to pick mine if someone wants to take lead on this one.
I can go.
Yeah.
I'll go for the AL first. We'll see. Everybody's obviously the first one, even though he's slumping, only hitting a measly 366 right now.
He really had something.
He just got that fall a lot.
Give me Aaron Judge. I'll take I'll continue with what I was saying. I'll take Riley Green. And then as I'm scrolling here, see a lot of guys. Shout out Joe Adele. I see a lot of guys. But you see, I would take Duran, but he's going to end up being a Met by the time the All-Star game happens, so I'm not going to take Duran. I'll just take Stephen Kwan, just an easy pick for my last one. Although, yeah, I guess.
AL is so weak in the outfield.
Shout out to Kerry Carpenter too, by the
Can
way.
I get a shout out from Taylor Ward?
If he was hitting more than like 210.
210, yeah.
Joy.
All right, so for my, I'll jump into my AL outfield.
This swing
Hey, by the way, shout out to Cam Smith too. He ain't playing too bad.
Yeah, he's all right. I got Judge and Green. I like Judge and Green, but my third guy's going to differ a little bit for the AL. I'm taking Soderstrom. He started out hot.
That's good. I'm so sorry. That's a good call.
I like Soderstrom. He's still
Was it good?
45 RBIs. He's flirting around 800 OPS. So it's a weak outfield right now. There's names, but those names aren't producing. So I'm going to take Soderstrom as my third guy.
Okay. We're working with a light
Damn,
difficulty.
Byron Buxton's got 863 OPS.
That's where I was
He's
gonna
been hitting a
go.
lot of homers.
So I am gonna go Judge and Buxton, who I had originally 2 weeks
Okay.
ago.
Yes, sir.
And then instead of Quan, I'm taking him out. I'm going Riley Green.
Oh, because you know ball. Actually, no, you still.
And I
take
hit the table and messed up our lighting because I was gonna say before Cody stole the thunder, I was gonna pull a name. Tyler Soderstrom's freaking tough.
He
Hey,
is.
by the way, also, shout out Javi Baez.
Yeah.
Shout out Javi Baez.
Can we get a little Ryan O'Hearn love in here?
How about
Is he at DH on the ballot?
They have him in the out.
but he's been DH,
yeah.
He might be
Sorry, I
DH.
jumped the gun.
You did.
jumped the
Okay, I
gun.
was gonna say he might be DH on the ballot. I'm sure he's played.
Sorry, I finished my voting. I think we had the same outfield for the AL.
Riley,
by the way, also-
Judge and Buxton?
Shout out
I had
MLB.
Mr. Quant.
Shout out Mr. MLB The Show GOAT Josh H. Smith. Also playing pretty well right now.
I mean, other than that, it's not looking. Other than like the Soderstrom, or it's just not looking too sexy.
NL outfield.
I almost
That's
did.
not what-
I almost did something, and I'm glad I
We
did.
got a barn burner.
NL outfield is kind of look pretty sexy right now. I'm gonna jump in. I have my three guys. There's one guy who I really want to put.
Give it a
because-
rip.
because I'm a Dodgers fan, and that's Andy Paez.
Oh,
Bad pick.
But I'm not gonna put him. I'm not gonna put him.
2 weeks
So-
doesn't make you an all-star.
But he's hitting 294. That didn't take him 2 weeks. He's been producing, and he's also grading out really well defensively. Even though if you watch Dodgers every day, he makes a lot of bad plays. So my three guys, I have Corbin Carroll. The average is low, but he has 20 home runs. He's flying. He's stealing bags. We go back to that Elliot Cruz. Who do I want to watch? Give me Corbin Carroll. I have James Wood. I love James Wood. I love watching James Wood. I love everything he does.
Baldor.
He is the left-handed Aaron Judge. For my last outfielder, I think he's going to fizzle out at the end of the year. But he is, top 2 in RBIs. Give me PCA. PCA to round it out.
All right.
I like that.
I'm going to go PCA.
Hey, watching right there.
I'm going to go PCA as well. I'm going to go...
It's a pretty good ballot.
man.
It's a pretty good ballot.
This almost had me accidentally vote Gavin Lux. Don't want that.
Yeah, take that guy out.
Isn't that outfield?
I guess so.
He's played mostly outfield.
You know what?
for them.
I will take Corbin as well.
His numbers pissed me off.
They do, and I thought about Tuck, but Corbin's got the 20 nukes.
Oh shit! I forgot about
Yeah,
Tucker.
that's pretty much why I picked
Yeah.
Corbin. It's the 20
And then
bombs.
you know what? I understand. I've said some guys haven't played a whole lot of games, and I know.
Acuna.
I know. I'll take Ronald Acuna.
I couldn't
I'll
get
take
myself
Ronald
to
Look at my
do
ballot.
it.
Look at my ballot.
I couldn't
Look
get
at my fucking ballot.
Ronald
First guy I
Acuna
picked.
Jr.
Blood it.
Dude, motherfucker's too good.
I know.
God damn it.
He's probably going to start. I mean,
I don't care if
he's
he's
a sub,
played. I
probably
don't care if
gonna
he's
start.
played a month. He has a 1.2
They're the same one again.
18 OPS or whatever.
Yeah.
1.2 OPS. Are you kidding me?
1.215.
I don't think that's-
Already 8 nukes hitting better than Judge, baby. 390.
390. Hey, do you want to say ours?
Yep. We got the same.
He said you're gonna say ours.
We are gonna go Ronald Acuna. I mean, dude, this guy.
Honorable
It's
mention,
quite
by the way,
literally-
to Jackson Mount.
literally.
Jackson Merrill's good.
Carey. I don't know. The Padres have just been so bad on offense. It's like he's just kind of in there with them.
Yeah.
And he's kind
He's
of
hurt.
soft.
And he's hurt. all the
Concussed.
time right now.
Yeah, he's concussed. Shout out to him.
What a
Yeah.
wild shout out.
Crazy shout
We
out.
got Ronald Acuna, PCA, who I hope he wins the MVP over Shohei, and James Wood. That's our three.
I love James.
By the way, PCA winning the MVP over Shohei, no fucking way.
Bars.
There's no way because he doesn't even
Here's the
deserve it
issue
over
is
anybody
what-
else.
Like
there are
Shohei
more
has a
people-
2.5 ERA with 110 strikeouts because he pitched the last 2 months of the year. PCA is
and
screwed.
when everybody just takes his load right down their throat because he threw the ball for twice. Brother, the conversation I understand, but if let's be honest, he was the favorite to win the MVP before he was a wide favorite to win the MVP before he even towed the rubber. I was really feeling that the reason he was a favorite is because everybody was like, well, he once pitched 2 years ago. Now he's gonna start pitching again, so I get it. But like I just hope that like I hope he doesn't get shut down. I want Shohei to pitch, obviously. But I really hope that if they do shut him down for more MVPs in the future, they're not, well, he could pitch. It's like, well, okay, yeah. I could run right now on my leg. But it doesn't mean it's going to happen.
If we showed the viewers your lay, we would get shut down.
Shut down.
We get shut down.
Shut down. By the way, shout out to got his autograph the other day.
Get
Robleski.
Robleski.
He sucks.
What the hell is he doing that?
He sucks.
He is really bad. Shout out Robleski. I thought you were going to send him down today, but they sent down Matt Sauer. So Dodger fans out there, we saw that one coming.
That left a sour taste in their mouth. Like that.
Wow.
No, he got the win yesterday, so good for him. Thanks for the win.
See you later.
Go to OKC.
Can I go DH first?
Yeah,
Yeah,
go
go
ahead.
DH
Okay.
first.
So, my DH in the NL, I'll take Shohei.
It's
Obviously,
Shout out
no matter
Rafi.
Obviously, no matter what, the AL one's got to be different because I did have Rafi as my AL DH. That's
Yeah.
unfortunate.
Sorry, buddy.
So shout out to by the way, Colt Keith DH. He's like 25 years old. I don't know why the fuck he's on here for DH.
Because I got Glaber.
Motherfucker can't play defense.
It's like Glaber.
That's fair. That's fair. So I will also take. You said shout out. Give me Ryan O'Hearn. I do want to get on a little soapbox here. It is disgusting that Ben Rice is second in voting
Yeah,
right now. I just looked at Ben Rice.
It's
and
not
I
even
looked
like
up-
his numbers are good.
I
anymore.
looked down one guy and saw Brent Rooker's numbers and was like, what the fuck?
Here's what I'll say about Ben Rice. If you looked at his baseball savant, those are some good numbers. On
Yeah, well, if I was looking
Baseball
on Baseball Savant, Juan Soto would have been my first fucking
Savant.
pick
Yes.
for the outfield.
Juan Soto also has some of the best baseball savant.
I mean, you can't. It's not all about the numbers.
Yandy Diaz, Brett Rooker,
Yeah, Ben Rice has two.
not Jorge.
You know what?
Soler.
Fuck it. Over Ben Rice, give me Jack Caglione. I don't give a fuck.
Potential, baby.
Give me Caglione in the home run derby. I don't care if he has 0 home runs.
I mean, Joe Adele in the home run derby.
Oh, wow.
That'd be sick.
Like,
Supposed to be all,
Jorge Soler.
all power potential. home run
No,
derby.
he will strike out.
He'll miss the pitch. It doesn't matter if it's BP.
Same for me, Ryan O'Hearn and Mr. Otani. Shout out Devi, who is number 2 in voting.
That's okay. In there, Rafi. Yeah, I mean, it's Shohei. You know, it doesn't matter who it is he's competing with. Aside from Judge, it's going to be Shohei. And then my AL DH, Brent Rooker.
All right.
Yeah, give it a little love to the
I
A's.
love Brent Rooker. I love Brent Rooker.
I think if you look at his story and then you saw the extension he got last
year,
season,
yeah.
or this past off season,
Yeah.
good for him.
That's my face of the A's
Um,
right there. Everybody else took like Butler and all that out.
Honestly, yeah.
Hey, nah, Jay Willie now.
Still Brent Rooker. Give Jay Willie 2 more months.
But yeah, no, I'll go Brent Rooker. Just looking at his numbers, solid across the board.
Yeah.
He
Just
can
solid.
rake. He can just
Just
rake.
solid.
Yeah.
So that's gonna round it out for us, though, right?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't say anything, but I was going to say, I'll be contrarian and,
oh,
and
shit,
take
my
Brent Rooker. I thought nobody's going to take Brent Rooker because you gave the shout out to O'Hearn earlier, but
That is crazy. You gave a shout out to O'Hearn.
I'm
and
taking
they didn't
Rooker too.
Only the shout out only counts if he was in the outfield.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. As a
so
DH,
we-
trash.
Well,
Very normal.
sorry, buddy.
Yeah.
Brent's gotcha.
But I like it. I like our. I think we kind of. I don't think we're leaving anybody off. Everybody
Shout
kind of
out
covered. Anybody
Seiya
who's.
Suzuki too.
That is a good shout out to
Yeah.
Seiya Suzuki.
RBI machine.
Christian Yelich, 43 RBIs too.
Christian Yelich. If anybody has Christian Yelich in fantasy, I'm sorry. You're either getting one of the most elite weeks you could possibly have, or 12 strikeouts. There's nothing in between.
He's the GOAT on my MLB The Show team, though.
He's like that Jackson
he's
Merrill
so
like
good.
effect. It's like you look at the Brewers and and then you look at him and you're like, okay.
Well, I think it's a little different because like you could say Jackson Merrill gets outshined by like Tatis and Machado.
But even Tatis has been struggling.
Well, Tatis has been bad.
So it's
But
like,
I'm just saying in general, just like if you look at the faces of the team, at least for Yelich, he's like the face of.
He is the face of the Brewers for sure. Until Churio.
And
hits
really
up
quick,
there,
just
you know.
as a little trivia to throw in here, can you guys name the outfield for last year's All-Star? All-Star
Probably
game?
not.
Oh, Judge.
In the NL. Sorry, NL.
Oh, Acuna's hurt.
yeah, I was like, wait, he's hurt. Sorry.
Oh,
Mookie?
Negative.
No,
So
Mookie
he
was
played
playing
second.
infield.
Infield, yeah.
Mookie was playing infield.
It's hard to tell with him anymore.
And outfield. So no, the only Met that went was Pete.
I was at Soto.
Okay, Teo. Did Teo start in the outfield?
Yeah.
He did.
Okay, so Teo's one.
Got the Dodger bias.
First of all, he literally had the best year. of
He
his
won the
career.
World
I'm
Series
not
the year
gonna talk-
before
I'm not
that.
gonna
He
argue.
won the World Series the year before that. The Rangers, right?
The Rangers
Yeah.
won.
Yes.
Okay.
Carroll was sucking, so Carroll probably won.
Yeah, it was
the
not
other.
Carroll.
The Phillies.
Tatis?
No.
What the hell?
Did Phillies have any?
The Merrill was an
Merrill.
All-Star. Was Merrill a starter?
No, he wasn't. starting.
He was an All-Star though.
Merrill's second half was what kind of propelled him.
He was a All-Star though.
I think he was. Yeah.
Wow.
Is there like a name on there that would blow us away? Is that why?
Is that crazy, or are these guys all kind of studs?
One you already mentioned, and then one
Where was it?
has not been mentioned.
Where was it?
Where was the game?
Yes, because it could have been a hometown guy. Well, not literally hometown, but the team.
We should know.
Arlington's Globe Life
So it was in
Field.
Texas.
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 That doesn't help.
I can tell you there's not a Ranger or an Astro in the outfield.
Well, yeah.
Well,
is there
Oh yeah,
any-
Seattle. They're in the AL.
You're right. There's not a Texan there.
Yeah, that's okay.
One was already, the name was already set. Another one, his name hasn't been set.
Was it Cunha?
No.
No.
No, we.
His
Said
name
Cunha
hasn't
twice.
been
Sorry.
said all season.
Okay.
Or at least
So one of them we just
Playing
talked about
West.
was our All-Star ballot. Is what you're saying?
Mhm.
Okay. So who do we put on our ballots?
Or sorry, he wasn't. Oh, he's not on any of our All Star ballots.
Wait.
He got a shout out.
Say us as Suki.
No,
No, I couldn't even say it all the way without laughing. Who shouted it out? You did the shout out then. Who'd you shout
I
out?
did shout out. I only shouted out.
Brandon Nibble?
No.
No. I
No, the only Met
guess
that went was Pete.
Lil Meat.
The only
about
person I
Conforto? He
shouted
had a
out
good
was
year last
Jackson.
year.
Oh my god. Tatis was an outfielder.
I said that.
Really?
That's what I said.
Can I yell it?
Do you guys want to know the actual division?
No.
I feel like that'd give away. There's obviously a guy maybe we shouted out for the AL, and then he moved to the
I'm
NL,
gonna kill
or he moved from the NL to the
I'm
AL.
gonna kill myself.
He's literally probably the last guy you guys shouted out.
I'm gonna cry if I can't think about it.
One of them, and then you still are. You're not even close to the other one.
I'm gonna cry, and it was Tommy Pham.
No,
Oh
Wow, that
my
would've been
god.
crazy. Christian?
Yelich. Yeah,
Wow.
So okay, so Yelich is on it.
Yelich.
So the last guy, somebody we did not shout out.
Correct.
Not discussed at all.
Well,
Has not been said
Oh, Marcel Ozuna
from the Braves.
No,
from the Braves?
No.
DH.
Damn
yeah,
it.
that's what I was
DH.
like, nah. His numbers were a lot more depressing than I thought they were.
There we drove in 3 against the Mets 2 nights ago. Fuck.
Good shit. Good shit, Mets.
Gurriel was having a good year. I don't think
He
it's him,
was.
though.
This guy moved teams this season.
Still in the AL or still in the NL?
Yeah.
That should give it away, but we suck.
That's true.
The hell?
He moved teams and he's still in the.
It's
NL.
not Conforto?
No.
No,
Because
because
he was having a good year last year.
People think he was having. I don't think he was having that good of a year.
I mean, Dodger gave him 15 mil, so.
I'm telling you, Brian, he's not on that list.
Also,
He's not on the All Star. He's not on the All Star.
So he blows.
He does something.
He made the All Star team.
Last year.
Give me a division from last year, and I'll get it in 10 seconds.
East.
NL East.
East?
Oh, his division last year.
Oh, so he's on the East right now.
He's on the East right now.
Okay, we can just do that. East right now. But he sucks, and that's the problem, so he's not playing. Oh my god, Jurickson Profar.
Oh, he's not on a team. That's right. He is technically, but he got suspended.
Forgot
He's
about
on
that
the
guy.
juice.
That's mystery
Is he
relevant.
coming back soon? No?
Yeah,
I
it's
don't know.
coming up. It's 60,
Yeah,
60
80
games.
games.
It's like in a week or
80?
two.
80
I
games,
feel
but it's still coming up in a couple
Well,
of
they
days.
just threw
yeah.
at Paz.
Oh.
Sorry
Did they actually?
for the podcast. Yeah, I mean it threw up and in
Live update.
live update. start the fucking fight.
Did you see how quick? Way out top. How quick Roberts got ejected last night?
That was pretty crazy.
I thought it was when he was screaming at them when they went back to the replay, and it was 1-2 steps. So yeah, on his head.
Wow,
Oh, they did hit him.
That's crazy.
That's not on purpose. I don't think that's on purpose.
What?
The one to
But
show
it's
him
quite
last
literally
night-
in the numbers.
He's pissed.
the one.
It's in the numbers.
The one to Shohei last night looked in purpose. I don't care what you say.
Look at the zoom in on
94,
Dylan
like
Cease.
your hip.
The first one was inside, so when you miss inside the first time, the second pitch.
Well,
hitting somebody-
Shohei was hit first pitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shohei was hit first pitch, 94 on the hit.
Ran the
One out.
on the quad,
I thought
right?
they-
Tatis, I think, was second pitch. I think.
No, I thought they missed first pitch inside this show.
Shohei got hit first pitch, 94 on the hip.
But that was after Tatis,
It
right?
was after. It was the next.
Yeah,
bottom half of the
response.
inning. Yeah. All right. I know we've been talking a lot. There's one more important thing in baseball world that we want to talk about, and that is Rafael Devers going to San Francisco. So
Put on the tinfoil hat for this one, boys.
That is-
I think I know why they sold him. Or they traded him.
that is, and there's a lot of stuff that has come out that you're like, okay, maybe it makes sense. It makes sense, but still, looking at it like just on a blank page, that is one of the most lopsided trades that has ever happened. And one of the most like random trades that came out of nowhere to where, I mean, at least me personally, I'm sure everybody sitting here thought this is fake. This is the MLB on facts, right? This is no way this is real. It doesn't make sense. Kyle Harrison was supposed to pitch against the Dodgers, and he got pulled from a start. And so clearly he wasn't on the team anymore. And I was still sitting there like, nah, but it's still not real. There's no way. There's no way Devers is going to San Francisco. So I don't know, Brian.
I'll put on the tinfoil hat for this one.
What you got?
The reason that the Red Sox, or more specifically Fenway Sports Group, dumped off that contract was because they had to make up back end money for the bag they dropped on Florian Wirtz and Jeremy Frimpong for Liverpool. $210 million or whatever it was for those two combined.
I was so confused for a second. I forgot they own.
They own
Liverpool.
They own
They'll
Liverpool.
Liverpool.
Put on the tinfoil hat for that one, boys.
That's a deep dive.
Got it.
But I kind of believe it.
I mean, Fenway Sports Group is known for being stingy with their money. I mean, just in the past, that's how they've operated. I'm not necessarily saying that that's exactly why. Obviously, this whole thing started in spring training, or at least when they signed Bregman.
The whole
And I
debacle.
think it looked like it kind of exploded when Devers had his bad start, and then after Devers started hitting, because
for 19 was 16 Ks.
but after Devers started hitting, because that's what Devers does, he's really fucking good. It kind of went away. Everybody kind of forgot about it and all that.
Yeah.
But I promise you, I don't promise you obviously because I'm not in there, but I can almost guarantee that something was still going on
Well,
in the locker room.
it had resparked when Costas got hurt and they needed a first baseman. So that was when they were like, Craig Breslow hit him
you
up.
play?
It was like, hey, you want to play first?
And then on top of that, so he's once again when Costas got hurt. On top of that, then Bregman gets hurt, and they don't put him at third base.
Yeah.
They leave him as DH. So now your third base does open up, and they still don't put him there. So
See, but do you think he was like, no, I don't want to go there. You said I'm a DH. I'm not going to third either.
And to be honest with you,
that is something
I don't even think they asked him personally. As soon as the drama with first base happened, they just said, "Fuck it,
we're done.
Keep him there. Don't even." And for me,
Yeah.
I know Boston loves Alex Cora. For me, I get the front office is trying to do their thing and stuff, but it's like, at what point do you, as the coach, just go to your guy and be like, "Hey, man, like, I get it. This isn't ideal. Obviously, we didn't expect Tristan Casas to snap his leg in two,
Yeah.
but it's like, we need you here because this will make the team better."
This the star of the team, by
Yeah.
the way, not just any
I
average Joe
love
on the
that,
team.
but it's like, obviously this was the offseason that happened, but it's like as soon as they asked Mike Trout, "Hey, you think you can go to right field?" Granted, yes, it was in the offseason. You didn't hear a peep.
Even more extreme.
Not even a peep.
Mookie Betts is now playing shortstop for the Dodgers.
yeah,
Right.
he's just moving everywhere.
And so that doesn't help Devers. Now, I'm not saying Devers has to listen to
Yeah.
his team, right? But there are optics where it's like, just because you got paid all this money doesn't mean you get to do whatever you want.
You're locked
still
in
part
on
of
that
a team,
position.
and there's still people who are telling you what to do, right? So,
So I think that I'm on the other side of that. I think that if they came to Devers and asked Rafi, hey, or told Rafi, hey, listen, we got to get better. Alex Bregman is a top hitter, and his numbers are really good at Fenway.
Yeah.
We got to bring him in. Hey, would you be interested in moving to first base? Maybe some DH. I think Devers would have been all right with it.
I just think the
But I think
communication was so
So
poor.
bad. I think
So
I think
bad.
what happened is first of all, the Angels didn't sign anybody to replace center field with Mike Trout.
Yeah.
I think they just asked them to move. My argument was, and this is just hyperbole, right? Obviously, this isn't going to happen, even though I am a balloon-headed Mets fan. But this is kind of similar in the way that, like, okay, a lot of people think that Gunner's not going to re-sign with the Orioles,
I know he's not.
right? Gunner's primary. Forget Gunner plays some third base. Gunner's primary position is shortstop.
Yeah, he won't.
If the Mets needed some help and the offense, I can almost promise you the first thing that the Mets front office would do would go to Francisco Lindor.
Like,
Like,
hey,
would
this
you
is what
look
we're
into playing
thinking.
some second? This is what we're thinking. Maybe you move some second. Maybe we get you some DH. You know, you're getting older. Whatever. We think Gunner can help.
Yeah.
And then it'd be up to your superstar. Not up to him. Obviously, you got to still make your business decision.
Yeah.
But you at least show the star that
We give him that
care
respect.
about your opinion.
You give him that respect.
Yeah, and I feel like they went into the offseason telling Devers, well, yeah, obviously you're still our guy.
I think
Oh.
I think Devers was not shocked because I wouldn't say Bregman going to the Red Sox is a shock. Maybe
I don't think so. Not with
So-
his numbers there.
It really seemed
I
like
think-
that's where he wanted to end up anyway.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't
So
say it was.
I
surprise.
truly think that Rafi found out close to the time that it broke news to everyone.
I
Like
think so.
they couldn't give him the courtesy to say, "Hey,
no.
look, we're looking at Bregman, looking to bring him in. What are your thoughts, or how do you feel about playing elsewhere, moving you around?" Yeah, I feel like they didn't even give him that. So then you go out in the front of the media and you're like, pretty much it gets broken that hey, we asked him to play elsewhere, he doesn't want to play
See, and
elsewhere, and
that's-
then he's going out there, he's
it.
pissed off, he's talking to the media, and then same thing when it's time when your first baseman goes down and he's asked to be first baseman, he's like, no, you guys made me a DH. He's being petty,
Yeah.
but at the end of the day, I get it. You're getting paid, millions of dollars to be on a team, part of a team sport. You should be flexible. But then on the other hand, it's like you couldn't respect me enough to, at least tell me ahead of time that you're essentially signing my replacement at a position I've been playing.
And that's older than him, too.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I
That's
think
the funny
I
thing.
think for me it just goes back to spring training because it was like you don't have to answer questions. It's spring training. Just say, hey, we're gonna work on a couple of things. We have a new player in Alex Bregman who obviously they liked and they gave him a good contract to. It's like just say, hey, we're gonna try things out. And I think my gripe with that was always you didn't know what you were gonna get with Tristan Casas anyway. And I mean you really
Which is all
still
potential,
don't.
yeah.
You really still don't. And it's like, why not even just throw the idea out there or just have them take grounders there in spring training. I was telling our
Just in
buddy
case,
Patrick about it in the off season. I was like, why don't they just give him grounders at third? Like, I mean, at first. It's like, what's the worst thing if Cora just says, yeah, we're just getting him some looks, see how he looks there. And it's like, and then when Costas has the slow start, cool. Rafi's our first baseman.
Yeah.
I can tell you that I
So it's like-
personally would be mad if I went into my off-season, after my off-season meetings and all that, if Cora in the front office said, hey, Rafi, your defense is costing us some games. You got to work. And then Rafi spent 2/3 of that off-season working his ass off to be better defensively at third base. And then all
And
of a
then
sudden,
you sign.
If he did that. Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying he did,
Yeah,
but you know
let's
what I'm
not-
saying.
I'm gonna assume Rafi did. I'm gonna assume Rafi took 200 swings a day
Yeah.
and then called it a night.
Probably you're right.
Yeah. So there was a
But
couple
actually,
things.
no, he can rake, dude. He probably took about 1,000. And then, or you think it's just God-given? That's just
God,
that's
it's- honestly,
freaking
look
rake.
at Rafi.
Swings. That dude was eating ice cream.
Yeah, I was gonna say he kind of looks God given.
Yeah, that's fair.
There's a couple things I want to throw in that we haven't talked about. I think one major thing is Rafi's extension wasn't signed with the current GM, I believe.
That is true.
So it's a different GM that signed him. And then you have Craig Breslow, who's the new GM, who, not like he's afraid of big contracts. So we're saying they had to ship the contract away. Away. He's not afraid. They went and got Bregman. They went and traded and extended Crochet. They extended Christian Campbell, who played one game in the major. So they're not afraid of the money.
Yeah.
It had to have been a personal issue. Right? So there's no way that Craig Breslow and Rafi Devers were getting along. There had to have been bad blood. There had to have been exactly what AJ said. No communication, right? Nothing had to have been said. So it just got built up over time. And then it comes out that it wasn't like they were shopping them around. It was Buster Posey who reached out and said, hey, is Devers available? And they shipped them. and they shipped him for darn near nothing. I think in my opinion, the biggest piece of this trade is the first round draft pick from last year. And
First baseman.
Yeah, and that's just because he's a first round draft pick from a year ago. That being said, he's like a 22-year-old in single A right now. So that's probably the biggest piece. You got a pitcher who's hurt. You got Kyle Harrison, who used to be a top prospect.
And then he just sent down.
And then they sent him straight down to AAA. So it's not like you think he's ready to help you, right?
He's still young. He still has potential, but you're trading a certified all-star for
Jordan Hicks,
potential.
And then
6 ERA Jordan Hicks.
It was even worse when I found out he was on the injured list.
Yeah, he's hurt.
I was like,
you traded for him.
He can't even go straight into the bullpen.
They interviewed Kershaw Sunday night game about it, and Kershaw said some things that I enjoyed because they were talking to him about the trade. And he's like, "Oh my God, top 10, good for Buster Posey. Buster Posey's doing all those things. Buster Posey being the GM of the Giants now." And then they started asking him about the prospects, and Kershaw was just like, "Yeah, who cares? Yeah, whatever." And they're like, "Oh, they got Josh Tibbs, the former first-round pick." He goes, "Who? I don't even know who that is." He's like, "Oh, he's a first-round pick last year. He played at Florida State." He's like, I still don't care. Just said that on live TV." So, like, Kershaw's somebody who's been around and knows how meaningless prospects can be.
He's
right.
Yeah, he has potential to come up like a Nick Kurtz, right?
Yeah.
To come up, make and produce, or he could just sit in the minors for fucking 3-4 years.
Connor Wong, shout out Red Sox. Be a Jeter down, shout out Red Sox, taking them off our hands, right? So it's the biggest possible win for the Giants. Now, what I hope as a baseball fan, what I want to see so bad, and I think this would be the funniest thing, is Rafael Devers plays first base for the Giants.
Yeah.
On Friday. On Friday when they play the Red Sox.
He's taking grounders there.
Yeah, he is. And when they play the Red Sox, and if he steps in first base, that would be the best thing that happens this year. I don't care anything else. That'll be number one.
TV.
Number one storyline this year. Who cares about Shohei coming back? Who cares about anything else?
That'd be sick.
Rafi Devers playing first base for the first time in his career against the Red Sox. Yeah. That would be amazing.
And look at I don't know if it was this morning or yesterday morning, his first press conference, in the jersey in front of everyone. Reporter asked him straight away pretty much, "Hey, you have 5-time Gold Glove Matt Chapman, who's on the injury list right now, but he should be coming back soon.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's the starting third baseman. Are you willing to move around?" He's like, "I just want to help the team win. I'm willing to play wherever." So it's like,
that's the open communication.
That's how you know it was all personal. It had to be personal between him. And I was also listening to something that apparently within the MLB reporter world, right? It's a big shock to everyone outside of it, but apparently, once he said that first base comment, he's like, "I'm not playing first base."
Everybody,
they already started. They're already expecting it. They're like, "Okay, he's not going to be there within the next couple of months."
It's just insane. You don't really see these superstar guys go. Certainly from a high market team to honestly a lower market team.
Yeah,
but also
in theory,
a high market team that the Red Sox aren't out of it.
No, they're both from
they just swept the Yankees, and they were playing really well.
Jaron Duran said something that was also kind of eye-opening.
Really, for you,
Jaron? Well, he was just it's just one guy. Who cares? Normally, I feel like if you trade away a superstar at big bat, you have to say something like, "Yeah, it sucks. We're losing him. He's a big piece." Jaron Duran was like, "Just one guy. Who cares?
He's gonna be the other guy."
And also, there's reports
he's
that
gonna be the other guy. So
obviously Devers and the upper management lost that relationship, but there's reports coming out, I believe Monday or Sunday of this week, that he was already losing some of the teammates in the locker room too. Apparently, he was upset at Christian Campbell because Christian Campbell was like, "Hey, I'll play first base. I'll do whatever." He's essentially thought he was kissing ass and got mad at him in the locker room. Obviously, we're just going based off of reports. We don't know if this is true or not. Allegedly.
If I gripe with that, is he's a rookie.
I know, yeah.
Let me get in the lineup, baby.
He wants to play. Let me play. Yeah. I'll play anywhere. That's literally what it is. And you're doing that at the highest level. You're literally looking at your coach and saying, "I'll do whatever it takes to get in the lineup."
Yeah.
And he got paid too.
I know,
a lot for a young guy like that too. So it's not even he's trying to earn, more money.
At that point, his ego was just way too.
Yeah, he was just pissed as the world. Is you're part of the Red Sox organization outside of the fans.
Done him more dirty. They could have sent him somewhere else, and they sent him somewhere where he's in the thick of a playoff race.
What's his face? Was it Savali?
Savali asked for a trade.
I think it was White Sox.
You're going to South Side Chicago.
Yeah.
from Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Good luck.
what a
Good luck. Take your 5 ERA over there.
I mean, that guy has been in like the worst cities. Tampa
Yeah.
Bay.
Cleveland Ron. He's in Cleveland.
Oh man.
And now,
Yeah.
Southside
So
Chicago.
it's obviously we have to see how it's going to work out for Rafi and San Fran. Looks pretty good. He hit a double
RBI
his first
double his
game.
first
Yeah,
game,
it's a good start for him.
And he's got big old smiles over there.
Yeah.
in his
Oh,
picture.
yeah,
We'll
See
see
that?
how the Red Sox, handle the scrutiny, especially if it comes down to Rafi going to play first on Friday. That's going to be fun to watch.
That'd be
Well,
That's
I-
more speculative, but
Yeah.
I don't think it'll happen.
I don't think it'll happen, but oh my god, I hope it happens.
that'd be a great
That'll be the
TV.
best
Yeah.
thing I could possibly see. Yeah,
In fairness, Devers went 2 for 5 today.
I mean,
he's hitting like 400
With another
on
double.
them,
He's
He's a good hitter.
he could hit the fucking ball.
Could hit.
He's still
Triple.
DH.
Oh wait, no, never mind. Sorry.
that was yesterday.
He
You
won
went
yesterday.
I hate that MLB that bad.
He
Does
does
okay.
this. I don't know why it does.
Hey,
Currently, they're in the bottom tonight. Devers 0 for 3.
Red Sox won the trade. Nah,
triples alley for him, doubles alley.
he did already get a double. Yeah, the best part is when
And
he
the
hit
Red Sox
that.
won today.
The best part when he hit that in triples alley, the commentators are like, Devers is on the move. It's in the gap. And then he's like pulling up at secondary.
Hey, Devers could hit a ball in a triples alley. The center fielder could bobble it 4
Yeah,
times.
he's getting his double. He's
Turn.
happy.
He's still
And
just
throw.
jog out.
And Devers like, oh, I just get to wait more at second base.
Yeah.
I don't blame him though. I don't blame him at all. But oh well.
No, but
I think that's it, right?
Yeah,
that's it.
that's it, guys.
we're pretty happy about that. Yeah.
Thank you for watching. Glad to be back. Hopefully, we could keep producing, consistent content with all of our lives going on. We'll see. But yeah, let us know what you think. If you have any takes on the Rafi Devers situation, your all-star votes, make sure to like and comment and do all the fun stuff.
What, 500 likes, you'll see Brian's leg.
Wow.
You don't
wanna
wanna see it, though.
You don't want to see it, but you can. I'll definitely do it. I'll do it for the likes.